the start of a new series I'm titling I Spy a DIY, where you can send me requests on what you want me to recreate and I'll be showing you tutorials. So first up, this isn't really something that I found online, but I figured that it was a cheap, easy, quick DIY decoration that you can make for your house and you can put it anywhere. So this is what it looks like. It's, oh, that was a lot of stuttering. Basically, it's just made out of some recycled materials, chocolate box, some paper, and a few other basic materials. That's all you're going to be needing to make this beautiful decoration. And yeah, if you want to learn how to make this, then keep on watching. So really, you'll only be needing very few materials. They're all items that you can probably find in your closet, in your pantry, even in your recycling bin. And if you have these things lying around, this craft is so easy, so quick, and so cheap. If you've always wanted like decoration, but you don't want something very heavy, like a really heavy frame, but you still want it to look nice, this is perfect for you. You can put it in your dorm room, on a shelf, pretty much anywhere really, and it looks nice. You can personalize it, you know, and let your creativity just flow out with this craft. So if you want to see what materials you need, that's what I'm going to be showing you next. So all you'll really be needing are a pencil, a ruler, scissors. Those are pretty basic. You'll also need some glue. I don't have that with me right now, but I will have it later on. And you'll also need a print. So this print will be going into your frame. I just made it a little bit smaller. I outlined it with a ruler and pencil already. That's what you needed those for. So I showed which part I was going to cut out, and this is going to go into the center of my frame. And last but not least, the most important thing you'll need, which you'll probably be able to find in your closet or in your recycling bin, is an empty chocolate box. I have the Lindor one right here. This is really sturdy. I don't know why I knocked it, but this is really sturdy, and I think it's like the best kind of chocolate box to use for this craft. You'll need something that's pretty hard because you don't want like a really flimsy frame. This will do. And I emptied out the tray inside that's usually used to hold the chocolate, so that, because obviously you don't need that part. And so yeah, that's really all you need. And if you didn't catch what the materials were, I'll have them listed in the down box. So first, all you'll really be doing is just cutting out the print that you have. I forgot to mention this before. This is basically just a print that I found online. It's like a gray, I think it's called a Swedish Dala horse. It was from an Etsy shop. I found it on Pinterest though, and I thought it was cute, so I printed that out. And I'll have the link to that if you ever want to buy a print from this person. I think it's like an adorable print that would be good if you wanted to like have like a poster print sort of thing. But for this, I'm just going to put this in the frame. You can put anything you want, like you can find stuff online. Graphic stuff would be a good idea to put in here. If you have photos that you want to put, you can make your own art. Basically, it's very versatile, anything you want to put in. But I'm just going to be using this horse print because I think it's cute and modern. And I'm going to cut that out. This part's a little bit boring, but I'm just going to... I outlined it with a ruler and pen, as I mentioned beforehand. That's really all you'll be needing those materials for, just at the beginning, to outline what you're going to be using. I did make it smaller than the actual frame. I want it to go in the center of the frame. And yeah, so that's going to be the print that's going to be going into my picture frame. So really, this last part is just so easy. All you're going to be doing is, look, you're going to take the chocolate box, you're going to remove the lid, and I know this is like a really cheap ripoff of an actual frame, but this is your frame. Pretty much, you can turn it whichever way you want. Like I was so surprised because originally I had this box, I was gonna use it for storage, And then I realized when I took the lid off, I was like, hey, this would be a great picture frame. Like, I wanted something to put on my nightstand, but I didn't want it to be an actual frame. I know that sounds a little bit weird. Like, I didn't want glass on my table because I tend to be a little bit clumsy and I knock things over, and I didn't want to knock my frame over. So I just settled for the cheaper version, like the ultra cheap version, which would be this, and the extremely lightweight, like you can put this anywhere. If you're gonna put something on a shelf above your bed, this would be perfect because if it falls down, it's not gonna hurt. And yeah, and if you want to put this in the dorm room, this would also be great. This is gonna be the frame. There is like the, you know, the chocolate box markings on the side. If this doesn't bother you, it doesn't really bother me, because I don't think people are going to be looking at the side of my frame. I'm just going to leave it. The back also has obviously stuff on it. If you want to remove that, you can. If you want to cover it in paper to make it not gold, you know, there's all sorts of things you can do with this. You can glue on accessories, put stickers on the frame, anything you want, you do that now. I'm just going to leave it because I wanted a gold frame for my room. So I'm just gonna leave it like this, just plain. The back isn't gonna show, so I figure I'm not gonna touch that, and I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm gonna put it behind my alarm clock. So all I'm doing right now is pretty self-explanatory. I'm just taking my print, and this is the Scotch wrinkle-free glue stick. I would use Mod Podge, which is another type of like more like white glue, but it's also a sealer. Except I'm worried I'm gonna get it everywhere, like, because I'm on the floor right now, so I don't want to get it on the floor, so I'm just gonna use a glue stick. If you want something more durable, I would suggest Mod Podge or a better glue like white glue. I'm just gonna be using glue stick here, and this is pretty good actually, the wrinkle-free glue stick Scotch. So I'm just gonna roll this up and I can just surface. So I'm gonna do this on the lid, and I'm going to cover just the entire print in glue. Oh, this is a little bit tough when you're on the floor. So you don't want this to fall off, so I would suggest, you know, really getting in there with the glue. I know you can't see this right now, but this is pretty self-explanatory, so all you have to do is just cover the back in glue. And make sure to cover the edges really well, because the edges are always the ones that, the parts that, you know, fall off first. So just get everywhere. I have it covered in glue. Don't know if you can see the shininess. Now I'm just gonna take my frame, and I'm gonna look at where I want to put it. I don't want to put it about there. I want to put it in the center with like equal space. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to flatten down the edges. Flatten the edges. Ooh, that's a little bit weird. So you're probably thinking, what just happened? Basically, because the print was cut out, was like originally had pencil around it to show which part I was gonna cut out. There's like pencil markings. I got some on my hand and, you know, pretty much smudged the entire print. So be careful when you're doing that. So I just have my eraser and I'm just going to erase the edges so that pencil markings aren't going to show, because that doesn't look very nice. It looks a little bit out of. So this is the final result, and you're probably thinking, what happened again? Basically there was like this glue smudge in the corner and it was really bothering me, so I decided to just make the entire thing around colored, and I painted it a sort of corally light peachy color, and I'm actually quite liking it. Like, it matches with the gold and my room, so you can just paint it any color you want. I think it adds like a really nice texture. You probably can't see this, but it's like a there's like the brush stroke texture. I just used a really big brush and I was like, and again, I messed up on the sides. Like, I got some paint on the paper, so I cut off some of it and now it's not even. But, you know, that's just learning for next time. This is the first time I made something like this, so yeah. And don't worry if you get paint on the box. Pretty much you can just scratch it off. Like, it should just come right off. Oh. Yeah, it should just come right off. Oh, what a horrid sound, but basically, yeah, it should come off. And because like the frame caves in so much, you pretty much can't see the paint if you get it on the inside. Like if you're going near the edge and you get some on it, you can't really see it. So I think a little bit of water might help too. Just make sure you don't get it on the paint. So yeah, that's pretty much the final result, and I hope you like this tutorial. Like the video, subscribe. If you comment, just tell me what you want to see next time or what I can improve on. This is my first video, so a little bit amateurish still. No hate, please. And if you can, check out my blog, which is down in the down bar, and you'll see my blog where I have some crafting inspiration, and you'll probably see an entry with a link to this video actually. As well as in the future there will be like food things, craft things, DIY things. It's very vague, but pretty much just anything that I feel like doing, anything that could be on a blog. I'll be talking about on the Crafter's Home, which is my blog. So please check that out. It would be awesome. Leave a comment on my blog with a photo if you do, or like a photo, or just I don't know if you can comment with photos on YouTube. As of now, I'm not really sure about the whole Twitter hashtag things yet. Like, I don't know if I want to start one yet. But anyways, this is just the I spy a DIY, like the first video. Forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways, basically just please comment on my blog and tell me if you tried this out, what materials you used, like if you found a different box that worked better. Take a picture if you can of where you're putting it. Yeah, and if you stay tuned for like the next 20 seconds, you'll see where I'm putting these and where you can put them. And yeah, thank you for watching.